Let's play real or cake. I'm going to make hyper-realistic cakes, and I want to know if you can tell which object is a cake. My name is Natalie Sideserf, and I make cakes that don't look like cakes. And today, we're going to play real or cake. Here we have 4 different slimes. Can you tell which one's a cake? I don't know. They all look pretty blobby. Have you picked one yet? Hurry up, last chance. A lot of you have asked me to make a slime cake, but there's a lot of options. Which one do I turn into a cake? We've got this glittery guy, and I have edible glitter. That would be fun. This one's a sand, like a slimy sand. And it feels awesome, it's my favorite. Sand and sugar are pretty similar. This could be a cake. I've got this in yellow and blue, so let's mix them together. I love a swirl. This blue one here is really fluffy. It's like marshmallowy. Marshmallow. It also feels wet and cold, but it's not wet. It's really weirding me out. And here we have foam slime. It's orange slime with these little foam balls. This orange color is really nice. And those little white foam balls, they remind me of something. Something edible. I think I've made my decision. I know which one I'm gonna make into a cake. Let's get started. Slime reminds me of this stuff that is used on cakes all the time. It's called piping gel. Have you ever seen a cake where the writing on it is like this clear goo? That is piping gel. So I'm gonna use piping gel for this slime cake. And I'm making it myself. I have never made piping gel, but I found a recipe online and I'm gonna give it a go. I really hope this works. It's made of water, cornstarch, corn syrup, and a little bit of flavor. Now I just put this in the microwave and then I set it aside to cool down. For the cake, I'm making kind of just like a blobby cake. I want it to look like I just took some slime and I kind of just like sort of shaped it. But I still want it to look very blobby. This is slime. It's not meant to be a perfect shape. Can you guys tell which slime I'm making? More importantly, did you get it right? Let me know in the comments. And if you got it wrong, let me know in the comments. I want to know. The piping gel has cooled and it looks like piping gel. New skill unlocked. I'm coloring the piping gel orange and I'm using a powdered food color that is really, really bright. It's gonna be perfect for this. If you don't know by now, I'm making the foam slime. And to make the foam balls, I'm using something that people use in cake decorating all the time. The foam looks just like white sprinkles. That's actually the reason why I chose this slime. I'm just mixing those sprinkles right into that piping gel. I'm gonna need a lot more sprinkles. There we go, that's enough sprinkles. Now I'm just spreading that stuff all over the cake. This looks awesome. All those sprinkles suspended in that gel, it's so cool. I've never made a cake quite like this. And there you have it, a foam slime cake. I even made it like kind of come down the side so it looks all goopy. Like maybe I took my thumb and I pushed it right in there. What do you guys think? Does it look like the real thing? Let me know if you guessed that that was the cake and be honest. Now let's touch up all the slimes and then cut the cake. This glittery one is very pretty. It's kind of hard. Now the sand, yeah, I love that one. That one's my favorite. It feels so nice. Oh. The blue one is very light and airy. It's like jamming your fingers into a cloud. And finally, the cake slime. Can you imagine biting into this cake? It's like the gel, but then those like hard sprinkles. Well, we are not done. Let's move on to the next cake. Pacifiers. Can you tell which one of these 4 pacifiers is actually a cake? Get a good look. These are really cute. And once I'm done with this cake, I'm gonna give them to my baby. I get to make a fun cake, baby gets new pacifiers. Let's get started. To make this pacifier cake, I'm gonna make a mold of one of the real pacifiers. That way it's perfect as I can get it. And I think I'm going to fill the mold with chocolate. Yes, I'm gonna use chocolate. Who wouldn't want a chocolate pacifier? But what color chocolate? This is gonna give it away. You're about to find out which one's a cake. Yellow! The yellow pacifier was the cake. Did you guess the yellow one? I was a little iffy about using yellow because out of the 4 pacifiers, the yellow is really bright and vibrant, and then the other 3 pacifiers are these more muted blues and greens. So let me know if the yellow gave it away. And if it wasn't the yellow, what did give it away? Or was it just a blind guess? The other pacifiers have 2 tones. There's a darker color and then a lighter version of that color. So I'm doing the same thing with the yellow. I have a bright yellow and then a lighter yellow. yellow. Now let's check on that mold to see how it turned out. We just pop the pacifier out and it's looking pretty good. Now let's fill it with the chocolate. Light yellow first, then comes the darker yellow, and then last we go back to the light yellow. There's a lot of back and forth here. Now I just gotta take it out of the mold. Gotta take my time with it, it's very fragile. It cracked. So frustrating. I gotta do it over again. The only part that turned out is the center circle. This was a disaster. Let's start over. Okay, this time I'm going to be very, very careful. I really don't want to break it this time. Just nice and easy. It cracked.
I don't know if I can do this.
All right, I'm just gonna try to get the rest of it out of the mold in one piece. And I am really tearing this mold up. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to use the mold again. No, definitely not gonna be able to use that mold. So I have everything I need for the pacifier. The problem is it's all in pieces. So I'm going to put it all back together. It's a Frankenstein pacifier. The circle from my first try looks really good. So I'm gonna cut that off and then I'm gonna place the circle onto the other piece from my second try. I'm brushing on a little bit of chocolate and then I'm attaching that yellow piece. This is crazy. This is so fragile. It is really hard to work with. So I have cleaned it up as best I can and it looks like a solid piece for the most part. So now I'm going to hand paint a little character on the pacifier. I have chosen a bear because I think it'll go nicely with his little fox friend. I could have just added like polka dots or stripes, but I want to have a little fun with it. There really isn't anywhere on a pacifier where you could fit cake, so I'm just propping the chocolate front up against some cake. So the cake is hidden behind the front. We gotta have cake. And there you have it, a pacifier cake. Can you guys see the cracks? Did the cracks give it away? I think all of them look really cute together. Now let's cut the cake. That was a hard one. It is definitely not perfect, but I think it turned out pretty good. Before we move on, go to sideserfcakes.com. I've got a bunch of merch there, and the website is just really fun. Go check it out. And while you're there, sign up for my newsletter so you can be the first to know what I'm up to. All right, it's time for the next cake. Here we've got some frozen desserts, but which one is actually a cake? This one's fun, I like this one. Last chance to guess, which one's a cake? The cake is the ice cream sandwich. Oh, wow. Now, I think that you guys can make this cake. It's really fun. Like, it looks like an ice cream sandwich, but it's a cake. I think you should give it a try. You can trick your friends or your family or the neighbor. Trick your dog, maybe. Trick your dog. I'm using the real ice cream sandwich cookie to help me out with this one. To make the cookie, I'm using brown modeling chocolate. Edible clay. I'm placing the cookie onto the modeling chocolate and cutting around it. That way I know the size is absolutely
Perfect.
or as close as I can get it. The part of the ice cream sandwich that screams ice cream sandwich are the little holes on the top. So I'm just poking some holes in there. I don't know why there's holes. Why are there holes? It doesn't matter. The holes are what make the ice cream sandwich look like an ice cream sandwich. So I'm happy to have them. Happy to have you holes. So now it's time to assemble the cake. We got our bottom cookie, and then we put some cake on there. Above that is the signature green buttercream filling, and then another layer of cake. For the ice cream in this ice cream sandwich, I'm just using white buttercream. They look pretty much the same. I can't tell the difference. The ice cream looks like the buttercream looks like the ice cream. Then I place the cookie with the holes on top, and I smooth out the sides. That is it. That is how you make an ice cream sandwich cake. And there you have it, an ice cream sandwich cake. Did you get this one right? Did you guess ice cream sandwich? That popsicle is definitely not cake. Let's give this one a smoosh. Ah, very nice. The other two are the real thing. Let's cut the cake. I had so much fun playing Real or Cake with you guys. Let me know if any of you got all three of them right. If you did, I'm gonna have to up my game. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe right now. I post a brand new cake every week. Let me know if you like this video. I'll make more Real or Cake videos like this one. Thanks for playing, and I'll see you next week for another cake.